Guys, the video you're about to see, I uploaded to my backup channel, but it got a limited viewership, and I think a lot of people need to see this. Because cops, by profession, are really criminals. See, they're not up there serving and protecting, they're harassing and collecting. They're nothing more than policy enforcers, which generates revenue for their company, their department. It's a revenue generating racket is really what it is. So take a look at this video, because what's happening with Amber Geiger is she got caught and there was nothing the police department could do about it. They couldn't cover for her anymore. So she has to go to jail just to save the face of the police department so that they can show the public that they're actually championing the cause of justice or whatever. But what happens now is Amber Geiger, who is a criminal, she walked into Botham Jean's apartment and blew the guy away. It's ridiculous. If you or I did that, there'd be no deliberation. We'd be taken down. We'd be taken out. We'd be in jail for life. Now, she may get a life sentence, but I doubt it, because that's not how they operate. That's not how the thin blue line operates. Anyway, check out this video. And at the end of it, leave your comments, because I'm interested to see what you guys have to say about this. Because if she does go to jail, think about this. Taxpayers are going to pay for her 3 hots and a cot while she's in jail. The John family is going to sue the Dallas Police Department and the city of Dallas. Well, who do you think is going to pay for that? It's not going to be the police department. It's the people of Dallas who are going to pay for that. It's the taxpayers. So the revenue generators are going to extract more taxes from the people so that they can cover the shenanigans of the police department. Anyway, here's the video. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below.
This is a real quick alert for you guys. For the next 13 days, I'll be uploading to this channel due to my second community guidelines censorship strike by YouTube. Because of that strike, I can't upload to high impact vlogs for 2 weeks. So what was my infraction? I put out this video, which lays out the case for the hypersexualization and exploitation of a little kid by mainstream media and others involved. If you want to see that video, the BitChute link will be in the description. Apparently, people in legacy media care so much about making that almighty dollar that they've lost their ability to determine right from wrong in the process. Please take a second right now to subscribe to my private email list, my BitChute channel, this backup channel, and my other social media links before they completely erase me from their platform. Also guys, it'd be a huge favor to me if you could go to my High Impact Vlogs channel and watch a couple videos a day for the next couple weeks. This will help keep the views up so that channel doesn't sink to the bottom of the trending channels on the internet. When channels aren't getting any views, they tend to die because they aren't trending. I really appreciate it, guys.
This is the worst pain any mother can feel.
We were determined to present to this grand jury all of the facts and to clarify for them the law so that they could make the decision they thought was right and just on behalf of Botham Jean.
According to county court records, former Dallas police officer Amber Geiger was indicted for murder on Friday for killing an unarmed 26-year-old in his apartment. A Dallas County grand jury delivered the indictment on Friday after considering the evidence against Geiger on Monday and Wednesday. She was initially arrested on a manslaughter charge 3 days after the September 6th shooting of Botham Jean. Mesquite Police Lieutenant Stephen Biggs said Geiger turned herself into the Mesquite jail at 1:03 p.m. on Friday. He said records didn't show what time she was released, but she was gone before 3:30 p.m. He said her bond was set at $200,000. John's parents spoke after a news conference where Dallas County District Attorney Faith Johnson announced the indictment. His father, Bertram John, said that the family took comfort and consolation in the grand jury's decision. He said, "It's such a hard thing to go through. We miss our boy dearly."
We really hope that our hearts will be comforted even more. It is such a hard thing to go through. We miss our boy dearly. He didn't deserve that. He was such a sweet boy in his home. How can we move on without him? But we will try.
Allison John said she knew her son was a victim of murder from the start and thanked the community and the DA's office for securing the new case against Geiger. She said, "I truly believe that she inflicted tremendous evil on my son. I look forward to the next test, which is a conviction of murder of Amber Geiger, and more so of a penalty, a proper penalty, so she can reflect on what she has done." Bertram John said he and his wife were elated at the news and have faith that Botham's legacy will live on. Court records reflect the new charge against Geiger, which carries a punishment of up to life in prison. A charge of manslaughter would have carried a penalty of up to 20 years. According to her story, 30-year-old Geiger had just finished her shift on the night of September 6th when she entered John's home and shot him as he watched a late-night football game. Think about this, guys. You're sitting there watching TV and a costumed armed thug comes into your house and blows you or one of your family members away. Imagine if somebody was in there with Botham. What if it was his brother and he tackled the assailant and held her down until the police got there? They probably would have shot him too as they tried to protect their fellow uniformed thug. Geiger told authorities she had mistaken Botham John's apartment for her own before she shot him. That's just flat out stupid. I've come home pretty tired some nights, and maybe some nights I was drinking a little heavy, but I never went to the wrong apartment. And can you even imagine if you did go to the wrong apartment, pulling a gun out and shooting somebody? The case has been assigned to the state district judge, Tammy Kemp. She's a former prosecutor who took the bench in 2015. According to court records, Kemp ordered Geiger to surrender her passport Friday and not travel outside the state without approval. She's also forbidden from using drugs or alcohol. Kemp was just elected to a second term. In 2013, she was the lead prosecutor in a case where a Dallas County jury gave the death penalty to a man who drowned his 2 sons in a murky creek to get back at their mother. The grand jury could have voted to indict Geiger for manslaughter, the count she was initially arrested on, or another charge, or they could have decided she should face no charges at all, which would have been a serious travesty of justice. Grand jurors heard evidence in the case Monday and Wednesday, leaving that night without voting on whether to indict Geiger. They returned Friday and voted. Court records showed the indictment was a grand jury referral, indicating that prosecutors sought a murder count instead of the manslaughter charge Geiger was arrested on by Texas Rangers. John was killed as he watched football in his apartment a few blocks north of Dallas Police Headquarters in Cedars. Like I said, Amber Geiger, who had just finished her police shift, entered and shot him. Geiger told authorities that she thought John's apartment was her own and believed he was a burglar. Yeah, a burglar just sitting there watching TV. John lived in the apartment directly above Geiger's at the Southside Flats complex. Geiger was arrested on a manslaughter charge on September 9th, 3 days after the shooting, and was booked into the Kaufman County Jail. And she's been free ever since she posted bond that night. Because grand jury proceedings are secret, it's unknown exactly what evidence prosecutors presented to the jurors. But attorneys for the John family said that both Allison John, Botham's mother, and his sister Alyssa Charles Findley testified. The attorneys for the John family who are representing them in the federal lawsuit they filed against Geiger and the city of Dallas have said they're hopeful for a murder indictment. Attorney Lee Merritt said, "Anything less, we feel, would be a miscarriage of justice." Geiger's attorney, Robert Rogers, has declined to comment. In a Facebook post on Thursday, Merritt warned against any statements promising a backlash if Geiger wasn't charged with murder, saying they could be used as an argument to move the case out of Dallas County. He predicted a murder indictment will be handed down. Statements threatening retribution if it's not will do nothing to help secure that outcome and can only hurt the cause of justice for Botham John. Another lawyer, Darrell Washington, said the attorneys were unsure why the grand jury proceedings had stretched over multiple days. Washington said, "This has taken much longer than even the Jordan Edwards case where there were more live witnesses. We don't know why it's taken this long, but the one thing that we hope happens is the right decision comes out of this grand jury room." Jordan was 15 years old when he was fatally shot by ex-Balch Springs officer Roy Oliver, who was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 15 years when he was tried in August. After John's death, protesters rallied for weeks in Dallas. The 26-year-old was buried on September 24th, which is the same day Geiger was fired from the Dallas Police Department. John grew up on the Caribbean island, came to the U.S., and attended Harding University in Arkansas then later moved to Dallas for a job at PwC as an accountant. He had hoped one day to return to St. Lucia and run for prime minister. Hall, the police chief of the Dallas Thug Patrol, said in a statement that everyone in the department feels anguish about this difficult and tragic shooting of John. Yeah, I bet they do. She said the department is working to make changes. We recognize and understand the national discord regarding the relationship between law enforcement and the communities we serve. What a joke. These armed, badged, and uniformed thugs aren't serving and protecting. They're harassing and collecting and killing. They're mere policy enforcers using their monopoly on violence to increase the coffers of the state. They're armed revenue generators. The chief said, "We have developed a framework for policy change, have supported the restructuring of the Citizen Review Board, pushed to exceed the basic requirements of implicit bias training, and have relied on output from our employee advisory and community advisory boards. We have more work to do, and we remain committed to improving our relationships throughout the city." That'd be like a common thief saying he and his den of thieves are committed to improving their relationships with people they routinely plunder. It's absolutely insane. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comments section below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Guys, thanks for watching. I create at least one new video every day. If you get something out of this content and you want to be alerted when I upload new material, subscribe to High Impact TV, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. Because the specter of censorship and termination looms over channels like mine, be sure to subscribe to my free private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. And if you think it's worth helping the cause of truth here on this channel, you can support my work on Patreon or PayPal, or you can grab a hard-hitting shirt from the most politically incorrect shirt store on the planet. There are over 100 kick-ass designs, and I'm adding new ones every week. All these links are in the description and in the pinned comment. Remember, don't just believe anything and keep questioning everything. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored video.